Hi there viewers, welcome back to another Drawing Stuff by Paul Yateman. On my other channel I showed a video of me rebuilding my spacecraft thumbnail references and went over creating some quick ship designs. This is the partially abbreviated version with some brand new ship creations. Here you can see my thumbnails. I'm going to pick 8 or 10, that winds up being 11, and use them to build up a fleet. Here the chosen thumbnails are displayed. If I was to keep things simple, I would pick a number more like 5 or 6. That just allows the ensuing designs to have a similar look or feel to them. That going overboard makes it a bit harder. So with the first thumbnail, I will detail my typical creation process. So I've just duplicated the layer, flipped it or mirrored it, and then aligned it to create the first spacecraft. And then with the second spacecraft, all that is the first creation with one of my other thumbnails on top of it. That shows you the speed at which you can create new designs. This third ship is another thumbnail, copied, mirrored and aligned. I get a Geiger feel out of that one. Probably more so because when I did the original thumbnails, that was sort of very biomechanically in the implied detail. Ship 4, I'm going to duplicate and drag. So produce the ship 3 times, and then for another version, I'm going to do the usual trick of duplicating, mirroring and aligning. We have 5 ships. Now what I also do with the 5th one is make it a bit more interesting and build up elements from the smaller ships to add to it. Next up, at the front of the ship, it's basically the same deal: copy, duplicate, flip, align. And I'm thinking about doing another big ship based on the ship here. So I'm building engine pods, I think, out of this one. Once I figure out the layer that the images are on. If I was taking care with this, I would give the layers names that make sense and make sure that the various elements are on the layers. Which, you know, professional setting, that would make things very much easier. Here's the image. I'm going to flip it and see what works. So here I flip and drag and then copied and pasted again, and got what I think looks like a decent sort of nacelle or engine pod that's sort of maybe biomechanically. And yeah, at the end of the video I'll show a sketch I did based on this image. I actually did this morning. I did this recording yesterday, but my daily sketch winds up being this ship and another one I'll be drawing very shortly. So same deal with this ship, copying the layer, mirroring it, figuring out where it best goes. Sometimes with these designs you'll find they work, some they don't, but it's all experimentation, so eventually you'll find something that fits. With my large ship here, I'm just adding one of the smaller ships into the background to add a bit more interest and detail. And then this ship, it's a really quick design. I've just stretched it lengthwise. And then using this element, I've added it to the other ship here to make that into like a big long ship. So you're running out of space, so resize the canvas again. I like resizing to larger sizes because then I keep all the existing detail I've got if there's lots of fine detail in the thumbnail. So here what I do is I duplicate the darker elements, which I don't think works particularly well. I think it would work better if everything was at the same value level rather than having lights and darks. So that's something to keep in mind. So yeah, that's the big ship done, I think. And next up, once I fix up the layers again, we'll build another ship out of this small one. So the other side, flipping that around works best. We position it here, we do another copy of the ship, and it sort of leads to some sort of image that looks maybe like a worm or a Venus flytrap sort of mouth at the front, and with the back bit I'm not too sure about the darkness, so what I do is I also went through this morning and did a thumbnail or more sketchy exploration based on that drawing, and I ditched the black bit. Our next ship, it was just a flip job and paste, and then a stretch and a duplicate and a mirror and an align, and that gets me that ship. So that leads us to 13 new ship designs in what took about half an hour of real time. And then I decided to see whether or not the darker versions work. Don't think they work really dark, so I'm going to duplicate that layer and reduce the saturation a little bit, just so you can see the detail still if you really were to zoom in on these pictures. So there we go. That's how I would go about creating lots of spaceship designs quickly if I had to. And here's the sketches with the thumbnails to show where this sort of exploration is going to lead to. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.